What's happening? Welcome to Dysfunctional Gaming's Talking D&D. I am Thundercat0420. This over here is my friend GM Patch Nasty.
Hello.
This week we are talking from the player's perspective again. This will be episode 5, and we are going to talk about some equipment and tools and weapons this week. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat with exclamation question, and I guess we'll just get right to it. Patch, do you want to go over some basic equipment and tools, how it works in Dungeons and Dragons 5e?
Basic equipment. Typically, you'll want to go with starting equipment when you're building a character, because buying equipment and going through that rigmarole is a pain in the ass. I didn't like doing it when I had to roll dice, as much as I love rolling dice. But when it comes to equipment, it's kind of like a little bit of a background for your PC, like your player character. Like, if you're a bard and you're proficient with a musical instrument, that makes sense. But if you're like a monk who's proficient with a musical instrument, that could be character. Other than that, you should always have proficiency in the medicine kit, because people like to die. And if you have proficiency in that, and you can just stabilize them. You don't have to roll dice. You can just be like, you're not dying. Yay!
Okay, and now, like, what about what weapons? Just like you're saying, just take the weapons that you are given as a class.
That depends. Yeah, I mean, you can. That's if you're min-maxing, you can go. Let's say you're playing. Typically,
you cut out. Say that again. You cut out.
Oh, if you're min-maxing,
okay.
You'll want to go for the big damage. Like, most barbarians will always have a great axe for the D12, and then roll an 11, which is pretty high. Or maybe your barbarian comes from the sea and you want to use a trident. It's little things that don't really affect the game too much, that say a lot more about a character when it comes down to like weapon use or like proficiencies.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Now say I'm new to D&D and you're trying to teach me how my weapons as a ranger differ from the weapons of the cleric.
Oh, then you would break it down into their base terms. If you look through them, you have simple weapons as opposed to martial weapons, or then you would have light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor, and then you have its own proficiency, shields. Let's say, so most clerics, I think, start with simple and medium armor, and then if you go into war cleric, I think there's modifiers. I don't know. I know for a fact
you are exactly right. I just saw it.
Yep. No, really? Oh, nice. Yep. Boom. Never played a cleric. Well, no, I did, and I died. But no, if you go into the war cleric, you can get the martial proficiency, which is all the big boy weapons, like the two-handed weapons, your long swords, your war hammers, the fun stuff. But if you don't do that, it's more of a, like, you're wearing hide armor, and you're a cleric. Like, let's say you're a cleric of a nature-y type path, and you're wearing hide. Maybe this was an animal that traveled with you, and after he passed away, you used its hide to make its armor, and it's sentimental.
Right. And that's what we did when we were creating Carlin. We said that she has hide armor, or she has leather armor, but it's made with all like hides of kills that she's made to survive, because that's what she, like,
right.
She uses it as necessity, not for sport. So it's right. All of her stuff that she has is all reused. So that's how you flavor up what you're using as your equipment. You can kind of say, hey, I have a quarterstaff, but at the end of the quarterstaff, there's a onyx rock that I've had fused into it. It doesn't add anything to the role, but you get to use it as a change of scenery. If this is what my look is for, or some flavor. So that's what I
on it.
Yes, exactly. So all right. So let's talk about some other things in the equipment and items. What's some of your like fun, more useful / fun items that are basic that you could find at a general store in the Dungeons and Dragons realm? A net? Okay, a net. Yeah, I do. Nets are fun.
A net, rope, and ball bearings.
I always like to
literally.
I always like to ask for a grappling hook to see, because at some point or other you're going to need it, and everyone is always like, "Where is it? What the hell? How do we get up there?" And it's like, guess what? I have my grappling hook. And then you give it to the person that has the best decks.
Yep,
so they can throw better.
Noodle.
Now what about like tools, like the kits? So like my first gnome that I ever created, my first ever character was a glass blower, because he also sold dragon weed on the side. So he had his own little business where he blew glass pipes for people and then also sold the weed to those people. Mr. Moash.
Yep. Worst cleric ever.
Hi, Zombie Noodle. Thank you for stumbling in.
One of my favorite proficiency kits is either woodworker's tools.
Yep.
Or the elusive forgery kit.
Oh yeah, forgery is always fun. You have to
forgery is a fun thing, because you're like,
It's a roll too sometimes to like see if you do a good enough job doing it. So it's gonna be tough sometimes.
It all depends on what your DM wants to allow, and all. Like, if he's doing like a big heisty type deal, a forgery kit would come in handy. Same with burglar's tools. It's those lesser known things that I like. Especially when you can turn it into a Home Alone. Stay warm.
Yeah. Now, what was something that one of your characters had, one of your past, that was a basic tool that you used and your DM was like, oh man, what the heck?
Like they didn't think of it? Or
yeah, they're like, when I planned something for you and you were like, hey, I have this, and bye.
Well, that was a spell. The one time that always stick out of,
nothing with any basic tools or anything, or basic items.
No, I don't think so. No, because it was always me just dicking off with magic. Because as soon as you give me magic, it's just like handing me a lollipop and saying,
I feel as though like the one time when you don't really check over those extra things, and those extra things that people put onto their character sheets, because you're like, yeah, you could finish putting the rest on there. I know what you have, whatever. And it comes back to bite you in the butt, where it's like, oh yeah, there's a large wall and it's going to be very hard to climb. And it's like, the dwarf is like, well, good thing I have my climber's kit. And you're like, wait a minute, how did you get You're like, I wrote that on my sheet the first day. And it's like, well, okay, go for it. Yep, you make it. Good job. Like, you can't be mad about that as a DM, because that's the point of having players, is to kind of poo-poo on your stuff, because you're not supposed to win. You're supposed to win together.
Yep.
So. Zombie Noodle says, since you guys are talking tools and supplies, mind workshopping some ideas for my homebrew campaign, more specifically what supplies adventurers might find in a ruined town. If not, that's cool. Here, well, this is great, because we're going to be talking about our past experiences in magic items and other items like that. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, just hang tight. We're gonna get to that very shortly. So We have next, though, in our segments here, we have our vocab. Do you want to go first?
No, you can go first.
All right, D&D vocab, here we go. I'm going to start with action economy. So in Dungeons & Dragons, as a player, you have a specific amount of things you can do in combat or in encounters, like skill checks and whatnot. This is what you have available to you on your turn in each round. And each round is everybody's turn goes through a round. So you roll your initiative. You figure out who goes first. Say you go first. Your action economy, you have an action, a bonus action, a movement, a free action, which is either saying a quick phrase, jiggling a doorknob to see if it's locked, grabbing the pen off the top of the desk, something small, something quick, and then you have a reaction. And that reaction can only be used during that round. So your action is any attack, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge. No, you could do your extra movement, which is to do another movement as your action. And what's the other? Oh, you can help, and then you can also hold your action. But when you hold your action, you have to explain exactly what you're doing so it triggers. If you say, I'm going to hold my action to hit the guy, when your DM's going to go, okay, and then the guy that you want to hit, we're going to run by, and he's going to think it was a different guy. Or something along those lines. So say, I want to hit that man in front of my Paladin friend. If he comes near me, that's what you do on your hold action. You also
absolutely not.
What?
No, if you can dodge a wrench, you cannot dodge a beholder's eye beams. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Made me chuckle.
Sorry. Okay. So hi Griff, hi Umlaut, and hi Zombie Noodle. Hello. So. After that, you have your bonus actions. Some people can do, depending on your class, can do specific things with your bonus actions. There are some spells that you can do with bonus actions, and those will all be within your class or race or spell. They'll have that information for you there. You have your movement, which is between normally 25 and 40 feet, I would say.
If you're a person.
For most player characters, and then with once again your class and your races, you might get a bump to movement throughout the game, and then
you might be able to run on water if you're a monk.
There's other options that happen with your movement as well, and then there is your final part of your free action we talked about, where you can do the little things, say a line, hey, I'm over here, I need help, so people can hear you if they don't know you went away. And then there's your reaction, which you can use throughout that whole round. This is for some spells are reactions. If you, there's a triggering thing to this reaction, and that's your movement, maybe your spell, your held action is a reaction, is used as your reaction as well. So there's your action economy, and if you have any questions, just put them in the chat and we'll try to help you out with them. Patch, D&D vocab, what do you got for me?
I have something that's near and dear to my heart. It's attunement. And attunement is when you get that cool, sweet spear of lightning. When you throw it, it turns into a lightning bolt and you feel like Zeus. But it takes up that little bit of your brain to make sure that you remember how to use this weapon. Most PCs, or all PCs rather, get 3 slots for attunement. So typically you have your weapon, your armor, and then your accessory is the usually nomenclature for them. unless you're a wizard, because then you want as many cool magic items as I can use, and if they're one-shot items, use them and they're gone. Bye-bye. I think if I remember correctly, one of the UAs, the Artificer, gets a 4th slot, which isn't really too game-breaking, if you ask me. It all depends on the DM.
They lose things. They take things out as well. So, like, the Artificer's something else is not as powerful. Like, they always try to round it out somehow. So,
right.
The same thing with feats.
If you have a DM who says, I'm going to have a low magic campaign, and you're an Artificer, no, he might not give a lot of magic items. That attunement slot might not come in handy. However, attunement's very, like, it depends on the degreeance of the magic item. Like, a +1 doesn't require attunement, typically. If it does something else cool, it probably is going to require attunement. If you have a Ring of Protection, those require attunement. Those do a lot. Those give you a +1 to your AC and a +1 to all of your saving throws. I don't believe that there's any magic items that require 2 slots of attunement. Well, if they do, they're a combo and they're a whammy. We'll talk more about those type of things later. But no, attunements, it's one of those things that a lot of people don't think about. And then you have like, oh, wow, the Barbarian has 6 magical weapons that and only 3 of them that he's using. And typically he only uses just the one. Divvy it up.
All right.
That's what I've got on my vocab for attunement.
Do you want to add anything to the action economy?
I do. You said reaction. Number 1, if you're a spellcaster and you're holding a spell and you're using a reaction to hold that spell and cast that spell, if it doesn't go off, if your reaction doesn't happen, your spell does. You'll lose the spell slot. I'll argue this with the DM. It's in the book. We're not having this discussion. There's a GM in my name for a reason. Number 2, if something's up in your grill and you're whacking at it with your warhammer, let's say, and then he's like, "Nah, man, I don't want none of this." Then you can use your reaction to use something what I like to call, or what is called the attack of opportunity. This dude's leaving. I'm gonna smack him. There are certain classes where people can't do that, which is even worse, and it's even funnier because when the DM's like, "Shit, now I'm stuck here." But keep in mind, the DM can also do that too with things that have far more reach than you. Let's say if you go into a fight with a roper, those things have 60 feet of range.
I'm hungry.
Thank you, Mr. Roper. If you use your action to dash and your movement to get your 60 feet away, and let's say you're a rogue and you use your cunning action to dash a little bit more. Oh, wait. As soon as you move 5 more feet, this guy's going to try and grab you. Wait, what? Yeah, he's got 60 feet of range. And then on your next turn, whoomp, you're all the way back at square one.
Pulls you back.
But that's what I wanted to add. Cough Sentinel, thank you there, Umlau. If you've ever watched Critical Role's Darrington Brigade,
Buddy the Ogre had Sentinel, and he was just big.
So does Bo.
Yeah, Bo is mean. I still...
So, okay. Yes, and for me, adding on to attunement, as a DM, from a DM's idea, I would say don't keep a strict eye on it, but just be like, are you sure you have the right attunement? Make sure everyone's attuned to the right thing. Just kind of, because then sometimes people forget to like remove a stat from an attuned thing that they switched. So just when everyone's saying they're switching stuff, make sure they do it correctly on their sheets and stuff. That's all I really have. I mean, and as a player, you shouldn't have to cheat to play the game.
And as a player, always remember that your DMs can be cruel and that item can be cursed.
Or you could just get a whole bunch of items to the whole party and every one of them have really like slight like weird curse.
Have fun.
So
I always
speaking of which, let's talk about some past experiences with magical items. Tell me something about you getting a magical item as a player and how it changed the game for you, or at least changed the game for your character, or maybe changed the game for a different character.
I can do that. All right, so I'll start off. I'll start off as a player in a past experience. We'll go back to Barondir. Barondir was a quasi like monk druid type of thing. There was one moment where he had almost got the ability to learn how to mend things properly, and Patch as a player was like, "Fuck that! I like this. I like rolling percentage dice to see if I fix things. It's even funnier." And then I got I forget, it's the staff of insects.
Yep.
I think is the magic war. But then this lovely man, not the cat, that lovely man, the beautiful bearded gentleman, gave me Screech, who had a bunch of friends, and he had names for all of his bug friends, which was super fun. And I think that was kind of the turning point as Barondir, and like it kind of like brought him out of his shell and got me to be a little bit more friendly. From a DM, I have two. There was Wave, which I just changed the personality on, and I had a blast talking with Candu because I like looking like this, and it was absolutely great. It was a little bit of a pirate sometimes, but you never know where it could go. But the one that was mentioned on Twitter, I don't know if I ever told you. Did I ever tell you about David Bowie?
David Bowie.
Bowie.
I think so. No, you haven't.
So, hi, I'm David Bowie. I was basically the staff of the druid, the archdruid staff, but I was a bow. It was to get a player character to like kind of come out of her shell, and I like a little bit of sentience. So he was a little kid, and he would tell bedtime stories when he would go to bed because he could turn into a big tree, and then we could all sleep in the tree house. Yay! I dropped down these little vines, and people would come up. I didn't like being inside, and it was a really fun tool because I was like, I'm gonna put all these cool like non-damagey spells for a druid, and I'm just gonna talk like a little kid, and it's gonna be fun. And it turned out really, really well. There was also kind of a little fun character arc where she asked, Grog was telling stories about how he was controlling magic items, and then she asked the bow if he ever tried to do that, and he immediately changed. He started stopped talking as much because he didn't want to answer that question because he tried to. There was a moment when there was two PCs fighting, my weird Bob Ross warlock and the paladin who was absolutely right not to trust me. And he tried to charm person and make them stop, and it failed. So he didn't want to talk about it. But that was fun.
Gotcha. I was sad when Wave was gone. Like you were like all of a sudden you were just like you don't hear anything. I was like, what do you mean I don't hear anything? I was like, Wave. And I was like, where did Wave go? He was like my
Your compass.
It was my he kept me on the straight arrow. Yeah, kept me going. He was my compass. Yep, definitely. It was anytime I needed it, I had an issue, I would leave and go talk to my friggin' harpoon, my friggin' Triton, whatever it's called.
I would always imagine, like, as you were doing your little run, if you brought Wave, he would like sing like little sea shanties as you ran to keep you going.
Yeah. Oh, no, he was always with me. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. So it was just one of those things. It was like unspoken, but we both knew, like, yeah, like Wave's definitely singing.
Yeah. And I even felt bad because wasn't Black Razor like his like friend or whatever?
Well, the story with that, it was I think it was one of the
you like switched it around a little bit for us, right?
I did because Whelm. I just tailored
that's
it to
the one.
story.
Whelm. That's who it was.
Whelm is such a cool hammer, unless you're outside, because then it sucks.
Yeah, you
'Cause
you
you-
totally you totally made that like really like a cool little how they were like related somehow, and yeah, I was like, that's a cool little story. Yeah, that was fun. I did like Wave. Wave was one of my favorite as a player. As a DM, I enjoyed making the small little cursed items I gave you guys. Like they were just like stupid little like, oh, you have to tell the truth all the time, and you're like, okay. Yep, and everything sticks to your hands when you grab them. That's what those gloves do, but you have to tell the truth all the time.
Perfect. And then, go ahead, take it through my hands.
What was the other one? Oh, Knocker had to knock on all the door jams. Like that was the curse. Anytime my dwarf had to walk into a building, he had to knock on the door jam. That was his little curse.
So I have a question. I have two questions for you.
Sure.
One, what's your favorite item you've ever given out as a DM and watched your players use or fucking forget to use?
My favorite item that I gave out, I'm not sure. There's a lot of items I like, but I love the Hat of Dimension Door was hilarious. You guys, that one was really good. And then like the few ones that I pulled from the Adventure Zone were funny. The ring, you guys never used the ring. You guys never used the ring. That thing was one of the best little like things you could have used throughout the whole entire game, and you used it once.
We used the ring.
It once.
It was clutch.
It came in so clutch, but it used it once.
That's because you gave it to you gave it to the cleric, and if she would have given it to Gad would have abused the shit out of that ring.
I was surprised no one was like, just use the ring already. You guys are so crazy. Funny. The guiding boot.
Crazy.
So I created a ring that, well, I didn't create it. It was created by the Adventure Zone, and I just pulled it from that, and I gave it to my players. So it's a ring that you can change one letter in a spell. If you can cast spells, you have to be a spellcaster to use it. And if you remove one letter from you can change the letter to anything else. So like Guiding Bolt became Guiding Boot. And they
Inflict Mound.
Yeah, or what else do we have? Let's see.
Massage. Shocking Grass.
That's a good one.
That was no. I gave it out in a different game.
Oh, you did it? Nice.
It made sense. It made sense for Zaphod to give that out because that was a perfect Zaphod ring, and that's how the whole Paladin thing escalated because he cast Shocking Grass on people.
Very good.
And I watched Griff go, okay.
Yep, I used to just go through spells and be like, you could have done this. You could have done this.
It challenged the inner Scrabble player.
Bone of truth.
Ah, yes, the bone of truth.
You put the bone in someone's back pocket, and they have to. Everything they say is truth all the time.
Sanding. I never have to sand houses ever again.
Sanding. Oh man! All right, moving on to our next thing. Anything else you want to talk about for past experience with magic weapons? Anything that like stands out? Same question to you. I saw you posted on Twitter about it. The cards, the deck of many things.
Oh, the deck of many things. So yes, I'm a fan of chaos, but I'm going to talk about the bag of holding first. The bag of holding, if you give it to your players, never have to worry about shit ever again. It's great, and then they just have all the treasure they want, and then you can have me who just keeps meat and cheeses in it. Nothing else so far. But no, the deck of many things is
meat and cheeses will go bad in there.
Yeah, they will. It's okay.
It's gonna be mud. You're gonna be like, I want those meats and cheeses, and it's just gonna be goop in your hand. You're gonna be like, oh great.
And I'll just go, oh well, prestidigitation. This is all clean. I'm a trash panda as it is. The deck of many things is something. If you give your players it, be prepared for your campaign to
break.
Don't even. I'm reading chat. I gotta stop.
Be prepared for your game to break.
To derail. Absolutely derail. I've given it out 3 times. I've been witness to people using it many times. As Griff is saying in the chat, there was a time where someone pulled out some and started to fan out the cards, and I walked out. I was like, all right, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited to see what's happening now. But it will derail your games. If you are a player and you are ever handed a box that you don't know what's in it, and then you open it and it looks like there's cards, go to a wizard that you trust. Have him identify that shit. If it's a deck of illusions, that's cool. Those aren't going to kill you. The deck of many things might give you something cool. It's probably going to kill you or end the game.
Yes, it will break the game. It will break the game. They can pull out some cards and just be like, "Oh, your character's dead. Bye." Unless you're a DM, that's very nice. Patch, thank you for letting me live.
I literally,
I got killed by the friggin' by death.
You pulled out the death card.
Yeah, I got killed by death.
And the thing is with the death thing, it's like, oh no, it does this damage. It's like, wait, I don't have to roll the hit. No, it just does this damage. I was like, oh, it's got half of its HP. It's resistant to just damn near about everything. Fuck you. All right, well, risk reward. He could have pulled the card that gave him a magic item, or he could have pulled the card that Griff pulled.
True.
And
it's true.
It's such a... Or if you're a good DM, stack the deck. Like, if you're giving them a prop deck, stack it. Know what card they're going to pull. If you're a good DM... Here's the thing. If you're also a good DM...
if you're a nice DM...
If you're a nice DM...
You could be a good DM and still figure out how to make the game work.
And not stack the deck? No, if you're a good DM, you'll stack the deck pre-hand, and you'll just kind of like figure out how to do it and make it look cool. But otherwise, if you're a really good DM, just don't give them the deck of many things. Really.
Yeah.
Like, it's more...
GM Patch Nasty.
It's got one card in it. It's literally a box with one card. What happens when you pull it out? Who knows? Let's figure out. Let me roll on a dice here real quick.
Well, I was going to ask you, like, have you used the deck of illusions as a illusion to make people think that it was a deck of many things?
No, I've never done that, because the deck of illusion is it's an actual deck of 52 cards.
No, I know, I know. I'm saying though, have you been like, oh, you find a deck? And then the people be like, shit, that's a fucking deck of many things, shit. Like, and then you're like, yeah, pull one, and then you pull it, and then freaking an illusion of a dragon comes out. You're like, fuck, no.
Yes, I have done that many times. There's also other decks that you can do, or you can be clever and you can just make your own deck, and then just have it do anything. You could have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That'd be cool.
There you go. Yeah, or a Pokemon card. So when you pull them out, a little Charmander pops up. When you pull the Charmander card, you get a little Charmander for 15 minutes. Perfect for like encounters.
Yep, I like it.
All right, we're gonna go to our quick break. We'll be back right after these messages from Train Away and Dysfunctional Gaming's intro.
More of my mustache. I am your host, GM Patch Nasty. I have a mustache, as you can see.
Someone claiming to be Thor has started a cult made up of former AIM scientists called the Woken. Not to be confused with the Walken.
Ooh, you want to guard me? Somebody. Hope and pray. Get up. Die. Oh yeah! Our lovely producer, Double D, how are you today? You have to push to talk, my friend.
It's the thing. Streamlabs and Discord doesn't play well together, but I'm great. How are you today? How's everybody doing?
I just slowed myself down a little bit there. Yes.
Oh, that's super duper unfortunate. Hey, don't be mean to me, Thundercat. I am the best Spyro player. Oh, don't worry about that.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
just close the door.
He has the orange hat, the good guy vibes himself, the beard, the Thundercat. How are you today?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
Oh, everybody's here. Hanging out with my crew in the chat. What up?
That's all I got so far.
Oh, I just downed the whole team.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for remembering to push to talk. It is a very foreign concept to me, so that's why I am not push to talking. But the man who knows how to push to talk, the purple-haired, pink-haired, the lovely man with the glasses, Vandal, how are you today, my friend?
I'm fantastic. I pushed the wrong button on my mouse, so apparently I don't know how to push to talk. Suck it!
Oh.
Wait, what?
That's the five still standing. Let's come back and win this. We lost that one, but we'll come back strong.
Has this ever happened to you?
No, Irish. No, Irish. Don't do it. Run away. Run away.
Oh,
no.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Have I got a solution for you? Oh, shit, Jesus. Train away. For all your train repellent needs.
Every year, over 10 million people die of train-related attacks.
This is it, we got him.
That's it?
Get your train away today. It could save your life. Oh god. Oh god. Oh!
Child.
Oh Jesus.
She got me, guys. She got me. Train away.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
You're twerking?
Don't let this happen to you.
Before train away, I was afraid to go outside for even the mail because of the attacks. But nowadays, I slatted my whole house up with that stuff and I ain't afraid not one bit. Not one bit. Even the lights go out sometimes.
Power's out.
It's them damn trains again.
An application is easy. All you do is just apply to all of your thresholds and let set for 78 hours. And then you're all done. It's that easy. Son of a bitch.
The train's here.
The train's
The
here.
train's here.
The train's here.
train's here.
It's coming.
You didn't apply it correctly.
You walk
Everyone
through the
huddle.
door. No.
Everybody into a
Huddle up for protection.
in the corner.
In the corner.
It can't get us all.
Those damn trains.
Back, you demon.
Oh, it's on the floor. Oh my god. Oh wait, is everybody okay? Everybody live?
That scared the shit out
Oh
of
my
me.
god. And that's how easy Train Away works.
Just toss it at a demon child. But how much is it?
Well, due to the current crisis that the government is having with trains, you can head on over to your local Legion and pick up some tubes for free. Just ask for Fred.
And try our new aerosol version.
Psst, psst, psst. It's great for the environment, too.
All right, we back. Welcome back.
Hey.
I hope you enjoyed Train Away commercial and our intro.
What's funny is that I actually just heard the train woo woo as it's going by my house.
Nice. Well, good thing you applied to
You went
Train
Train
Away. You got it at the Legion. Frank down there has them all. What do we have? Who's talking? I want to get to chat real quick. What about us overseas customers that don't have a Legion? Think of the overseas customers, won't you? Think of the overseas.
Someone think of the overseas customers.
We can't ship overseas because we give them out for free. We don't. There's no money exchanged whatsoever. We make the train away to hide from the trains because it's them damn trains again. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
All right. So let's see. Let's talk about some a legendary weapon in D&D lore, because I know you got one.
Oh, I do. Ooh. Do you want me to start?
Oh, you know it's true. I do. Ooh.
Okay. So tonight, as I like to, as I exclaimed on the Stay on Brand podcast that we film and record every other Friday. There's another episode coming up on the 12th, if I remember correctly. Villains have all the more fun, and they even have the cooler magical items. So this week, I'm talking about the Hand of Vechna, which is a powerful and evil artifact that grants its wearer access to supernatural strength and powerful spells. So yes, let's say Carlin were to go to the path of the dark side, and the only way to attune to this magical item, which is fucking grim, you need to cut off your hand, attach it to the stump, and then it becomes one with your body. At that point, you become neutral evil. There's no roll, there's no save, it just happens. However, you now can cast Finger of Death, Slow, Sleep, and Teleport a number of times. You get more of those magical properties at dawn. You also get powerful magical properties and minor power properties. The issue is if you use one of these, the hand then makes you commit an evil act in the manner to a suggestion spell. And then it has its other side, the Eye of Vechna. If you are attuned to both of those, you can point at someone or touch them and turn their skeleton into jelly by touching it. You regenerate, you just get HP at the start of every turn. And then there's the evil nastiness of it. You can cast Wish every 30 days. Yes. Yeah.
I know. So, I'm shaking my head exactly. Because it's...
Yeah, broken. Like there's that little downside. Like I wish for unlimited wishes, and you roll the dice, and then you can never cast Wish again. Not with the hand and the eye. You can still do it. Sorry, I watched Coming to America today. But no, it's not sentient, which is even better. It is just evil. It is also one of the only things that I've ever seen happen on Critical Role and then become canonized in the Wizards of the Coast universe. Because Archon the Cruel, they took out...
He stole it.
He stole it at the end of it. He said it's just business. And then in one of the adventures, you bump into him with the hand, and he's trying to break his queen out of a place. So
yeah, D&D lore. That's what we're talking about it.
That's where I'm going to stop. What'd you bring to the table?
All right, so we're gonna talk about something more of a hero in eyes of the D&D universe, the opposite of the villain. So we're gonna talk about Guenevar. Guenevar is a 600-pound Black Panther who resides on the astral plane. She is summoned to the material plane through a figurine of wondrous power, an onyx one, that is. She is mostly known for being Drizzt Do'Urden's faithful companion, and has been known to even break the magical barrier and save him from time to time. But she was created by a dwarf from the craftsman in the Cormanther region, enchanted by Anders Beltgarden, a 75-year-old human ranger / wizard who lived not far from outside of Mithranor. It was to be a parting gift for Anders' friend, the blade singer Josadiah Starum, before Anders died of old age. But Josadiah saw an intelligence in the giant panther's eye, and he felt should not be caged, let alone killed. He thought her body should not be enslaved to magic or a master's command. So yeah, so she's really cool. She saves Drizzt multiple times in the D&D legends, and she's also has saved his other companions as well. So she does need to rest. I think he can have her for like a day or two at a time, and then she has to rest a few days to come back because her power deteriorates the longer she stays on the material plane, because she is an astral creation. There was a point in the books where Drizzt gets pulled into the astral plane by a mind flayer, and Guenevar is on the material plane and can't get back to the astral plane without being summoned back, like without being told to go home. She's stuck on the material plane. She actually fights her way back into the astral plane by finding a rift or something. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, she's got a little bit more magic to her than just being a figurine. Yeah, that's what I brought. Cool.
Well, see, that's when you can that's taking like a magical item and then putting a story to it. That's great. R.A.
Right.
Salvatore is perfect for those type of books.
Yep. Agree. All right, so time to get into Creation Zone. So we're going to create a magical weapon tonight, and we're also going to create another party member who is going to help them find this magical weapon that is linked to finding the book to get into Candlekeep. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
I like that.
And then before they could even do that, they have to link the last party member to another party member to get to the item that's going to be linked to the thing that's linked. So yeah, it's the 5 degrees separation here with Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
We'll get there. So here we go. Let's start with her party member. We were talking earlier and last week about the gauntlet. So why don't we go with a gauntlet member that's looking for their friend?
Okay. All right.
So the gauntlet member was going to be either a cleric or a paladin, we talked about.
That is correct.
What do we want to do?
Well, here's the question. Do we want a cleric you want it to fill the role of healer, or do you want to have that paladin who can be utility heals when needed? I don't know how much if they're going to like working with the Zentarum, knowing that he's Zentarum, or if he's even going to talk about it. That's the thought process I had for a second.
I think that maybe Carlin, once again, is like the glue that holds them all together. And Carlin's just that sweet little gnome that's like, But sir, I need your help. Could you just help me find this weapon? It's supposed to be here. And he's like, well, I'll help you if you help me. Like, you know what I mean?
All right. Scratch my back. So let's do paladin. That sounds like a paladin type of thing.
Yeah. Like he's honorable, but he can't trust yet. And most Gauntlet members are honorable to the other Gauntlet members, and they fight for justice. So yeah, Paladin. Do you want a human Paladin, or do we want to do something?
Let's go human. And then we'll have the other character that we'll talk. That will make next week be the silly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll keep this one down to earth because it's a player character, and then we'll have next week be silly. So next week, tune in for silliness. Wow, silliness 101 with GM Patch Nasty.
Gauntlet member, human Paladin. I'll look up his name while you start getting the DM stuff from him.
I was just gonna make him quick. I'm gonna do this. I was gonna do like I like to do. I'm gonna hold my head and I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna play with my hair as I do for your audio listeners who can't see me doing this. So he's got like Jon Snowy length hair.
Looks like Jon Snowy length hair.
Yep. So it's like kind of like medium length.
Is it black?
Like, kind of like your beard. No.
Okay. Medium.
It is like it's like a gray.
Grayish.
My old hair color.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's scarred. Lots of scars.
Scarred. Probably has seen fights. Has what?
And he walks. He's got very ornate armor, but it's dinged up. And he walks with a limp.
8 armor. Walks with a limp.
Yep.
Is it an injury that gave him the limp, or is it just a?
She has to learn more.
Okay.
You got to talk it out with that character. That's when you got to Baldur's Gate that shit, baby. He's
honorable, but slow to trust.
Mm-hmm. He's very short and sweet with his answers. Kind of baritone-y.
Rough, almost.
Almost gruff. Not really. No, not gruff. Just deep. Think ossitator.
I was just thinking that. Voice. Okay. Yeah.
He's great at. He's a tactician.
Great tactician.
That's his talent. Tactician, yes sir.
Yep.
And then,
what's his flaw?
He's very indulgent of the ladies.
Indulgent.
Yep.
Ladies.
Yep.
With the female persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm Umlaut. I love getting the names from the chat, but we committed to Xanathar's rolling dice for these names. For NPCs, I think we'll take chat. These are party member names. Last week we took the last name because I like the last name.
Throckmorton Dingleberry will be the name of next week's character.
Fine.
I don't care what we're making. Right. I don't care.
Let me type it. Let me type it here so it's not forgotten.
Yes, Throckmorton Dingleberry.
The 4th.
Yeah, no, Junior. Just Junior, not the 4th. Doesn't go back that far.
My great grandfather Throckmorton number 4.
Yep. Great uncle of my cousin Throckmorton the 3rd makes me Throckmorton Dingleberry the 5th.
Right.
Smash
named.
Oh, lies.
All right. We want. All right. We're gonna roll a dice for this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
9.
11. Roll a d12. Nope. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Roll a d20 first.
3.
Good. That's easy to count out. There's so many human names differences, so it's going to be
Slavic and
it's going to be a Chinese male's name.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead, roll it.
74.
Quan.
Quan?
Yep.
I like it. That's Q-U-A-N?
Yeah,
That was
Q-U-A-N. Yes.
Okay, and then for my next dice roll, I got a 9.
Quan Chao.
Quan Chao.
C-H-A-O.
I like it.
But everyone just calls him Quan. And he is a Gauntlet member, Knight of the Gauntlet. Cool. He's not like a high ranking member though.
No.
He's more of a grunt
His
type.
uncle is.
Yes.
Throckmorton Dingleberry.
Okay. So yeah, there's our fourth member. Yes, fourth member.
Correct.
Of our party. We have Carlin. She is
a Gulak.
She is a Gulak. She is a gnome. Her last name is, I have to pull it up here. Can't find it. Wrote it somewhere. I'll find it later.
Mm.
I don't
We
know
also
how
had Quintillion.
Yeah, we have Quintillion. His name was, he is a human sorcerer, a Xantora member named Quintillion Sumner. We have our female dwarf barbarian named Jurgen Goblin something. It changed the.
Oh, it auto-corrected on you?
Yeah, Goblin Bane.
Yes, Jurgen Goblin Bane. This was voice I used for that week podcast. Yes.
And now we have our human gauntlet member Paladin named Quan Chao.
Sir Quan Chao, thank you very much.
Honorable member of.
Well,
yes, I like it.
Everybody else, the
Ashing.
Yes, Elijah. No.
Oath of throwing it back.
So we're making a magical item. What would be on display at Candlekeep? I want to go non-traditional. I
was also thinking it doesn't necessarily have to. The magical weapon doesn't have to be in Candlekeep. I'm thinking that this magical weapon is what they need to. They need the magical weapon to get to the place that has the book that they need to get. But before they do that, they have to get the new Paladin's friend, so he'll help. Does that make sense?
So what are we doing? Yeah,
I was going to say it was gonna be a bookmark. Well, we can make whatever we want. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Candlekeep type weapon or item.
See, I was going to make it a bookmark.
A bookmark. A magical spyglass that reveals specifically hidden doors. I like that. They make a few like locating weapons, don't they, or items, right? Could be more of like
but
a
there's
location.
Also things that have spells on it. Yep. Fuck you, Umlau. A bag that removes the card and stuff. I told them.
I heard that story.
A bag. We'll tell that story in a different podcast. So there was Dust of Disappearance that was given out in a game I played last night. Could there be like a Dust of Reappearance or something like that could like give you like a trail to something? Like, we could do the compass from Pirates of the Caribbean. Like but have it be a compass, be something else.
I was thinking, the druid / ranger spell where it's like the guiding arrow or whatever, guiding hand.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like
the arrow that just points the way you need to go, and we could do something along that line.
Divining rod.
Well, they have the divining rods already, don't they?
They do, I think, but I mean, most of them find water.
There's one I know. It's like a stick, and it's almost like leads you like almost like one of those old school metal detector things that people used to make.
How about it be like a map, of magical ley lines that can show you where most magical sources come from, where potentially patrons might be. This is why Carlin needs to find this item, or this is why people would be seeking this item, why it's so treasured, because you never know what could be around that. A magical animal token that is a turkis. Yeah, people are just trying to break us in chat. Goddamn goat.
Marauders Map. I like all of these ideas.
The Marauders Map.
Okay. How about they need to go find this compass thing first, is the magical item they need. And then the thing that Carlin's looking for is the map that's in the Candlekeep. And they need she needs both of these pieces together to work together to find the spot where Cthulhu is.
Yes, I like it. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so this compass.
You want to call it the golden compass?
We could call it the. Yeah, let's call
it the bronze compass, the silver compass,
yes,
the platinum
clearly
compass,
trademark distinct compass.
The rose golden compass.
The rose gold compass. The compass rose. There we go. The dysfunctional compass. I like it. But no, it leads you in the direction of a divine presence. It has the ability, it casts detect good and evil, but for a story, if you're just writing and using this as a base plot, you could have it sense magical creatures, have it sense gods and stuff, and then you could have the map be
Well, I was thinking Oh no! Say that again. You kind of cut out.
Kind of ever evolving, you know how there are always these Feywild portals.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like a shadow. It's like shadows and stuff change and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she's going to find this platinum compass.
The metal compass.
And she needs the rest of her party. She meets a Gauntlet member, Quan, and asks him to go with her. And he begrudgingly says yes, only because she agrees to help find his friend first.
His uncle.
Well, he didn't say that yet.
Well, no, he'd probably say his uncle, so that way he can get a little bit of tug on the heartstrings to get people to help.
I was thinking maybe it was that he didn't trust her enough to tell her yet.
He probably didn't say the name because he's absolutely ashamed of the name.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine too. So, all right. So the platinum compass is a way to find what kind. How does it work?
It kind of works like the ranger ability where you focus the primeval awareness.
Okay.
You can sense undead, steel fey, or fiend. It works
So,
kind of like that, but you
we'll
don't.
say each
like, it
use
points
takes
you
10
in the direction
minutes.
of a powerful one. Yeah, and it lasts until you stop thinking about it, or you stop tracking, or it's gone.
You can sense up to a mile.
Yeah, up to a mile, and it doesn't work like primeval awareness. It works.
Right.
Let's say you're in Castle Ravenloft, and you're looking, and you use your primeval awareness. This compass would tell you where Strahd is, as opposed to, oh my god, why
There's
are you here?
there's 100 zombies here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so this is a clear like finding but this is for not the big bad itself. This is actually for god figures.
This could be for anything that's powerful.
Okay, so powerful figures.
Powerful entities.
Nice. Entities.
And titties.
I don't know. I spelt it like that, though.
Only one T.
Yeah, I know.
Now the map. How's this gonna work?
No, I want to finish more on this. We need to.
Are you gonna finish compass?
Yeah, we need to figure like how many times can you use it?
I mean, it's a compass.
Once it no, but I mean for this power. I mean, it still works as a normal compass. I get that, but you can't. I mean, you got to use your sense for 10 minutes, maybe 3 times a day, and it recharges overnight.
It's a story. It's broken. It's all anytime.
It's a magical item that we're creating for a player character in game. If we were actual DMs, we're not just gonna give them a broken. It's even. I know it's the MacGuffin though, so I guess you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It's the MacGuffin. You're right.
Yeah, it's a MacGuffin for one. For two, go ahead, find a god as your DM. I'm your DM. Yeah. Let me see. Let's go ahead and start looking through the Pantheon. Which one did you find? Okay, that one.
So the map, then I got the map. I think then.
All right.
The platinum map.
The clearly non-trademarked map.
When you're in an area, like the map it's ever changing, like you said. But only because it shows where you are. So it's like a view down, you see yourself on the map. It shows your little, like, if you're thinking like looking down on Civ 6 map, that type of thing. You see where your character is, and you want to zoom in. So it's like you can see most of that area around it. It shows different powerful entities within the like you're going the kind of the right way. Ooh. So you need to kind of use the compass with the map. So there might be an area where you're standing that has no powerful entities at all, and it's just a blank map, and you're just standing there. But instead of it showing the exact location of these entities, there's just a smog over that area. So you literally have to use the compass as much as possible with the map.
Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. That's a perfect little wombo combo right there. I always like items that you have to use in tandem, like the glue.
Like the hand and the eye. Is that what you're saying? Like
the hand and the eye. Absolutely. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, sure.
It's a lot better. It's a lot better if you do. Yeah.
If your DM is playing an evil campaign, and he's like, "Hey, do you want the hand in the eye of Vechna?" and you don't go, "Yes, please," there's something clearly wrong.
Okay.
You also have the Dwarven Thrower and like a Frost Giant belt or something. Those are always a good wombo combo.
Yep.
Or a bag of holding a hole.
Yep. That's a good way to blow things up.
Yep.
Literally and figuratively in the story.
Or a deck of many things.
Yeah. Way to just change up everything on it. So I think we did pretty good with our creation.
Get left to kind of bare bones for them to find out more as they go along.
So with our story so far, is our friend Carlin, who's a 60-year-old gnome. She's 3.5 feet tall. She has crazy, wild, frizzy hair. She's always gesticulating, counting. She's wearing leather armors and stuff. She has a cool friend named Agatha, who's the Tasmanian devil. And she's always gesticulating and whatnot. But she's a really close friend to Carlin. They live together in the Cloakwood Forest, in a small little area that has been left behind from the rest of the crew. What was it? Was it her group that left that area, or is it something they found?
Who?
Carlin.
It was Carlin's. We've never really talked about it.
So maybe they just kind of found it.
We never really,
because she's an outlander. So maybe she just like left it
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that at some point, I guess. There's a voice in her head that's telling her the whole multiverse is at stake and that it's in danger, and she needs to use her gifts to help figure out how to fix it and how to stop it. And so she goes out, telling Agatha to stay behind and keep Cloakwood protected with her crazy ways and keep it clean. And so she heads out towards Candlekeep, and as she gets to Candlekeep, she notices that she can't get in. She doesn't have a book to get in. She thought that one of the trashy romance novels that she had on her bookshelf would get her in, but obviously Candlekeep already has all of those. So she sees a human man walking out with a dwarf about 10 feet behind. The dwarf looks very upset to be even within 10 feet of this person. And this human walks up and says to Carlin,
"Hi there. You
and
look like a friend."
Carlin finds a new friend and tells him that she needs to get into Candlekeep, and he says that he knows how to get in. And so they go off together trying to find a book to get them back into Candlekeep. But the book they need to get is in a spot where they're going to need some help. So they go to the closest tavern. Is that the way we want to go?
Sure, it's always a tavern. I like it.
They go to the closest tavern. They find a large man with a gauntlet symbol on his armor, and they walk over and ask him if he'll help. And his name's Quan, the human paladin of the Order of Gauntlet.
"I will help you on one condition. As long as you help my uncle and free him from his goblin prisoners things. I'm not good with words."
And Carlin agrees.
That's all I got. Why not?
Carlin agrees. They figure that to find this man, they'll find when they find this man, they will find the platinum compass as well, probably within the goblin things and the goblin grasps, and then they'll go to Candlekeep after they find the book that they need to get in. That's our story so far. I hope everyone enjoys it so far.
Gotta build the party first.
Yes.
You gotta make the Avengers before you can write the Avengers, you know?
Yes. If anyone wants to write this stuff in their own little fanfic, whatever, that'd be cool too. So go for it. I think that'd be super cool to hear what people have for Carlin as a character in a story. I think it'd be cool to hear.
There, go ahead and give us a couple of sketches of Carlin or her crazy Agatha, the cat lady from The Simpsons.
Yeah, whatever you guys have in your heads, we'll definitely throw on the stream to show off, and we'll put it on Twitter and stuff. That'd be super cool if we could get any of that stuff sent to us.
Or you could just go ahead and join our Discord and throw it up in our Discord, because that'd be even cooler.
And then we'll still put it on our Twitter and all of our other stuff, because I think it'd be fucking awesome to have some character art.
I want fan art.
So I know, right?
That's it.
That's what I'm big. What I'm big is when I get one piece of fan art, I'm like, yes, I've done it. Someone made fan art.
It's good.
Yes, it's over.
We're done?
I quit. No, I won't quit. I'll keep going because I want more fan art. Give me all the fan art.
Gimme.
All right. So, we've done our story time. We've did our creation zone. We're going to move on to our what's happening next week. What do we want to do next week? I think we're going to finish rounding out the party with our friend Quan's uncle.
Ah, yes. Lord Tunkleberry. Lord Tinklebottom.
Lord Throckmorton Dingleberry.
Dingleberry, yes. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. I got the voice in my head. So yeah, next week we're gonna do inside. It'll be fun. I think we might actually build an encounter.
Yeah, we're going to set up an encounter after finishing creating our wizard friend Throckmorton. We will set up an encounter. Could possibly be a skill competition. It could possibly be a combat. It could be just a role play. We don't know yet. We haven't thought about it. We will make it up as we go, probably, because it's more fun trying to create the stuff on the fly. And so, yeah, with that, we have some plugs for Friday night. Patch?
It's community night! Woo! Community! Yeah. We want to play games with you. Come play games with us. We play at Dysfunctional Gaming, TTV. You're here already. Tell your friends. We like playing games with your friends. We won't make fun of them. You should come play games with us. I don't know what we're playing, but we want to play games with you. Come play games with us. Play games with us! Just let the man play games with him. Sorry, I went a little over there.
We want to play games with you guys. We'll probably starting around 8 p.m., I'm guessing. That's probably a rough estimate. Maybe earlier, maybe a little later. Who knows? There's always difficulties in the technical variety when it comes to this stream, and we're enjoying every minute of it. Saturday night, we're going to try to do some team games. We don't know what time we're doing that. But we'll see what we can do. Probably some maybe GTA or Call of Duty as a team. And then some team links. If you want to join the Discord, we can exclamation Discord in the chat. And
I'm on that.
Okay.
Boop.
And we also have our shameless plugs, Patch. Go.
Hi, I'm GM Patch Nasty. I have a mustache. I play video games. Twitch.tv/GM Patch Nasty. That me. Mustache, purple hair. I like to play games and talk and play games. Come watch me play games. Twitch.tv/GM Patch Nasty. Mustache. That's me.
He pointed to his hair when he said mustache for the audio listeners. I am Thundercat0420. I am on twitch.tv/Thundercat0420. I am also on Twitter at Thundercat0420. I am also on Instagram at Thundercat0420. And you can catch me here on Dysfunctional Gaming and on my Twitch and on some YouTubes sometimes as well. Thundercat0420.
Mustache.
Beard.